Welcome to the incredible life story of Marco Polo, the man who opened Europe's eyes to the wonders of Asia. Our story begins in Venice, Italy, where young Marco was born in 1254. Venice was bustling with trade. Marco's dad and uncle were traders, and they had big plans. They wanted to travel all the way to China. Their path was known as the Silk Road. The famous route traders took to bring special items like silk to Europe.
The Silk Road, huh? Sounds like the original highway.
When Marco was just 17, he said
Arrivederci
to Venice and set off on a grand journey with his family. On the way, they didn't just snack on trail mix. They visited grand cities like Jerusalem and even had to navigate their way through dangerous, snowy mountains like the Hindu Kush. And let's not forget the eerily quiet Gobi Desert. China was like nothing Marco had ever seen. The cities were huge and clean, and the technology was light years ahead of Europe. He lived in China, mostly with the Mongol ruler, Kublai Khan. Marco lived in China for many years, learning and seeing new things, like paper money and exotic foods, even learning to speak the language. But Marco wasn't a stay-at-home kind of guy. He ventured even farther, exploring the southern parts of China, and all the way to places that are now known as Myanmar and Vietnam. 20 years later, Marco returned to Venice. But life had one more plot twist for him. During a war with the city of Genoa, he got captured. But every cloud has a silver lining. While in prison, he narrated his entire journey to a writer. Here comes another fun fact. Marco's adventures were written down in a book that became a smash hit. Think of it as the medieval bestseller that made everyone in Europe want to know more about China. Before heading back home, Marco, his dad, and his uncle had one more mission. They had to escort a princess, Kikin, all the way to Persia. It was risky, but they did it. The princess got to Persia safely. Talk about a mission accomplished. In total, Marco traveled more than 15,000 miles and was away from home for 24 years. That's like going around the world, but without airplanes or GPS. He even visited places Europeans wouldn't see for hundreds more years, like the Alaskan coast. Marco was also one of the first Europeans to lay eyes on a rhinoceros. Funny thing is, he thought they were unicorns, but instead of the graceful, horse-like creatures from fairy tales, these unicorns liked to roll in mud. Marco Polo was not the first European to travel to Asia. However, through reading about his travels, Europeans were able to learn about Asia and its people and customs. They were introduced to technology such as the use of coal, paper money, gunpowder, porcelain, and the invention of the compass. Well, that's all for today, Junior Explorers. Who knows, maybe one day you'll go on your own epic journey. Until then, keep dreaming, keep learning, and keep exploring.
If you like our video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Thank you and goodbye.